She said that American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game. They don't understand.
Gio.
That guy gazpacho.
Bournemouth can take a lame gorilla, okay?
Right, did you know that Arsenal died?
He's got me buzzing.
Up the TOFFEEs. It's hard to up them anyway.
I'm just not even gonna comment on that.
Welcome back to Footy with the boys. A weekend of FA Cup and some midweek games to talk about here. Well, of course, talk about the big news of Manchester United. Of course, they would beat Fulham. Oh no, they lost to Fulham in the FA Cup. Jedi Robinson sunk the mighty Red Devils. We'll talk about the upcoming matches in the FA Cup, who we think is going to win it, which seems like a pretty winnable cup here, Nick. We'll talk about some other big news. Obviously, get into our Gunners and Toffees. Michael is back from Honduras. Now that he is back from Panama, we'll have him go through Everton. We'll go through next weekend's featured matchup, and then we'll, of course, get into our lock of the week. And, of course, the Wonder Grid. Right now, the record is 251. It is the road to 200. We are going to break that. I believe we can get to 150, boys. I know that's not what a lot of people think, but great minds sometimes need challenge what people think. And, of course, we'll end with a U.S. men's national team corner. Some crazy big headlines. Huge week potentially coming up with Nations League roster coming out. We'll talk about who's in form there. Let's start with that big news that I aforementioned, Mike. Now that you are back in Barbados, you can talk about Manchester United falling to Fulham in the FA Cup. Jedi Robinson sinking a penalty in that one. I mean, that makes sense for Manchester United, but that now leaves Aston Villa versus Preston, Brighton versus Nottm Forrest, Bournemouth versus City, and Fulham versus Palace. Who's winning this? Because it's not chock full of the juggernaut teams here, and Man City is certainly not on their usual form. So, do we see somebody win it that isn't Man City?
The fuck is Preston?
It'd be cool for Nottingham to win. It just feels like City will. I feel like City's gonna do it. They didn't look great against Plymouth in the last week, but they ended up winning pretty comfortably. They just have too much talent in that damn roster, and even on a down year, they're gonna end up winning something. It's going to piss everybody off. Arsenal fans are going to be so angry because they get second again with no trophies. But it feels inevitable to me.
Mick, City have to go up against Bournemouth. That's going to be a pretty tough one. And then the rest of the teams also are sneaky hard. But City's also just been losing a lot of games. It's FA Cup here. What do you think? Is it just City?
Soft take by Mike Tracy. Takes 3 weeks off and then comes back saying Man City's going to win the FA Cup. I mean, that is Jesus Christ.
I call it like I see it, brother.
I think at this point we might have to kick him off. I mean, that is a soft take. This is set up perfectly. How is it set up for City? It's set up perfectly for any of these other guys who are having good years. Let me rephrase that. Who have had really great moments this year. Nottingham's obviously having an amazing year. We'll talk about them in a little bit in last week's game with Arsenal. Brighton has produced some amazing football. Bournemouth, I think, has been... obviously Nottingham has been the best surprise of the story, but Bournemouth is not that far off. They've been amazing and with a lot less investment and with one American, Tyler Adams. So one of those teams, Villa, has been electric for a couple years now. Fulham, Arsenal Jr., been electric for a lot of this season. I think any of these teams can do it. Palace even has produced some great football. I think it's Bournemouth's year. I think Bournemouth takes it. I've seen them play amazing football.
That'd be sick.
I think they can score with City. And so I think they're able to win this game. And if you're telling me they beat City, I mean, they're not losing to anybody else in this. So if not, then my soft take would be Villa. I think Villa at their best beats City at their best right now as well. So that's my take.
I mean, I think Villa...
beat Preston first.
Villa's got a chance for a pretty crazy season. I know it's been a little bit disappointing based off of maybe how they finished last season, being in Champions League and and where they're looking at themselves right now. But they're up against Preston here. You'd imagine they win that. I mean, then there's an obvious chance for a trophy there. Champions League, I believe they played Bruges in their first knockout. I mean, then you're one match away from or one step away from a semifinal too. You're getting pretty close to trophies here for Aston Villa. If you can just make the obvious wins, you make one upset, or even in this case, I guess, of the FA Cup, you don't really need to make any gigantic upsets. If you're Aston Villa at this point, you might be favored in a lot of these matchups. So could still be a season if you're a Villa fan here. So keep some eyes on that. What I'm keeping some eyes on as a lover of the beautiful game, Neymarcito back in the Brazil squad. Mike, sounds like they're bringing some old heads back to the Brazilian squad. Oscar also in this, you say?
Oscar, Lucas Moura, a bunch of blasts from the past. No one as special as Neymar, though. That's so cool to see. Haven't really watched any Brazilian Serie A. I don't know where the hell to watch it unless it's on streaming.
I don't know if that's available.
Seen some highlights. He scored an Olympico the other day. Some vintage
free kicks.
It's cool to see him back on the pitch, and with Brazil will be sick, especially with 2026 coming up. Probably his last real chance at winning a trophy with the Brazilian team.
Yeah, I mean, Neymar's badly needed in that Brazil squad. They have
He's
a lot
still
of
the difference maker.
They don't have the difference maker, and that's
damn.
I mean, I don't know. Vinny's just not been it. So
shots at Vinny.
I don't know what to say. I mean,
Rafinha is playing.
I think it's just facts for him.
Rafinha's playing world class.
Rafinha, yes. Rafinha may be that. I think everybody thought it was going to be Vinny taking the mantle from Neymar.
I've never been high on Vinny.
Rafinha. Maybe
they're going to have problems fitting all those dudes in the squad. I mean, Rodrigo, Vinny, Rafinha, Neymar alone. And then you got all the young dudes too, who are going to want a spot. Yeah. I mean, Savinho, he's probably a little bit off right now, but that Esteval kid coming up, he's 17, but he's disgusting. So
you think Savinho's that far off right now?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's competing with three of the best wingers in the world. He's very good.
Yeah, but
he's a mile below them currently.
A mile?
I think.
Yeah.
The way that a lot of them.
The gap between Rodrigo, Rafinha, Vinny, and Savinho. What's Savinho's goal tally for Man City?
Yes, at their best. But when they're with the Brazilian team, they have so much struggle scoring. I don't think Savinho is going to be sitting bench all the time. I'm sure he's going to get plenty of playtime with their Brazilian team that struggles so much. I mean, obviously now Neymar back, maybe that opens up a lot of the locks where all those things. Listen, those are great problems to have for Brazil. That's
Anthony too.
Something I hope to have. Anthony, and listen, at Real Betis, he's actually doing all right. So
kind of tearing up. Don't forget about Gabriel Martinelli.
Right. Anywho, let's get into Gabriel Martinelli and Arsenal here. Nick, you have the kid on. It might be over. Yeah. A draw versus Nottm Forrest. Nottm Forrest, obviously a very good side this season. So I don't think that alone is some horrible result that, oh my God, it's like the West Ham game all over again. It's a normal result against a very good team, but not what you needed when you're trying to stick in this race. Is it over? I mean, you have a visit to Old Trafford coming up. That one seems like, I don't know. You can say rivalry game, Big Six, but once again, Big Six might be a stretch at this point, and I think this was kind of it, no?
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's what are we, like 13 points off, 10 games left? It's that might be all she wrote on the season. And if that's the case, then, that's the case. There's clear failures, I think, in the transfer market. I think you guys identified them early. I was still optimistic. But as soon as the injuries hit, you guys were proven right pretty quickly. And not enough of I mean, I don't know. Like, what can you do when you are that injured, really? So, I hate people questioning the mentality of this team. I hate people questioning that they don't fight for it. I think the only game where they have looked shit, like the players didn't play up to what I thought was that West Ham game a couple weekends ago. Outside of that, like, I think, we've talked about a couple really tough decisions early in the season for refs, and then that kind of was for 3 weeks, but really the injuries are going to be the story of the season. The lack of activity in the transfer market is going to be. So what you can do, but learn from your mistakes, close out strong, keep fighting. Anything can happen in football, obviously. So do what we can. Arteta, I'm sure, is stressing that message. We can only control what we can control. But if you're asking me if we have a shot, I think no. I don't really think we have a shot at it, which sucks. But at least now you can look forward. We're still in the Champions League, which is a huge deal. We've been performing really well in the Champions League. We earned that bye. We have PSV, which isn't the roughest draw. And then hopefully Saka and Martinelli should be back after the end of March break. So beginning of April, it looks like they should be back. And hopefully we're still alive to win some silverware there. And I think we can do it. So it's still a lot to play for this season. It just might not be in the Prem.
Yeah. I mean, Champions League, I think, is now just fully the focus.
Yeah,
I just feel as though you're kind of in a bit of a purgatory in the middle area where you're not going to drop out as long as you're relatively whatever, and you're not going to win the title. So you're focusing on a trophy, how you can get it.
Well, I mean, I also mean like Nottingham and Chelsea or City aren't, none of those three teams are going to go on a crazy run, in my opinion. At least not good enough to dethrone Arsenal. Yeah, to dethrone Arsenal. So I don't think the difference will be that much. I think we finished second place. I am wary about this PSV tie. I mean, obviously we should win with injuries, but it's a little bit of a trap game.
Nick,
a little bit of a trap game. That's all I'm saying.
As of recent, have looked very shit.
Little bit of a trap game.
Are not winning the Eredivisie this year, and they lost to Go Ahead Eagles, and I believe drew them again in the same week. If you're losing to Go Ahead Eagles and then coming back with a game where you need to perform better and you don't, I mean, I don't know. PSV have looked pretty bad without the Pepe, the Tillman, the Dest, the players that have left. Even Lozano going to MLS. They've lost a lot of players that made big differences, and they look different right now.
All I know is it's a Champions League round of 16 draw, and we are relying on two 17-year-olds more than likely. So I believe in those 17-year-olds quite a lot actually. But it's still a tall order. So I'm wary. I'm confident we should win, but feels like a little bit of a trap game. Get past this, though. There's just 8 teams left in anybody's game.
Nick, a storyline I saw this week, a lot of Arsenal fans talking about Martin Odegaard, his kind of lack of goal involvement since really Saka's been out. Some of that, the injury for sure, but they created a lot more opportunities, a lot more shots for him. He's just not really converting on. Are you disappointed at all? Do you think he would step up more? Like, how do you feel about that situation?
Yeah, it's real nice that while you were in Nicaragua, you didn't listen to the pod because we talked about this last week, you cuck. But yes, he's been disappointing for sure. I don't know about more opportunities for shots or anything like that, but more opportunities to take a stranglehold of a game, and he has not done that. So disappointing for sure. I still love the guy. I still think he's one of the top 3 best number 10s in the world. And it's tough. He's in a tough position, but yes, he has to do better. He's the captain. He's borderline world class. He has to take more responsibility, and he hasn't been able to carry the load. Which, by the way, shows just how good Saka is, in my opinion. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, I think you almost see how gigantic of an influence Saka has in the attack with him not being there. Yeah.
I will say I've seen some Nwaneri should be like the mainstay in Odegaard's spot when Saka gets back. I love Ethan Nwaneri, but that is bold.
That is a take. That is a
Odegaard. Yeah. Odegaard, by the way, also works harder than anyone in the team not named Declan Rice. Like, he is the press for the trigger. He runs his ass off. He knows where everyone's supposed to be. He's in the right spots. Again, he should have a bit more influence in the final third with Saka out, and it's disappointing that he doesn't, but he is still one of our most important players.
Right. It's a interesting season now for the rest of the season for Arsenal to see what you guys can do. It's kind of all that emotion shift over to the Champions League. Mike, for Everton, we're in a bit of a similar type of purgatory where we're not going to get relegated, but we're also not really fighting for European spots, but really just trying to improve under Moyes, build a program here into a summer under new ownership. Went up against Brentford, and me and Nick talked about last week kind of if we win this game, we kind of have proven that we're in that realm of the Brentford, Brightons, Bournemouth, kind of pushing our way up of that upper mid-table team that can kind of flirt with those European spots. Didn't happen in this game. Well, Mike, I don't know how much you caught, but it was a disappointing game. I don't think a 1-1 draw was like a bad thing. I think Brentford certainly had a lot of opportunities.
At Brentford.
But
At Brentford,
holy shit, Mike, I'm not sure if you saw Beto's chances.
Beto,
Beto, 2 1-on-1s. One, he could have gone down and probably gotten a red card. I'm okay with him not going down because he has a 1-on-1 with 30 yards of space with the keeper, but you can't fucking miss that one. And then when you get another breakaway, you can't miss that one. So, I mean, there was another chance that he had a very, very good chance at it. O'Brien comes in and kind of saves us late, 77th minute equalizer, but I mean, conceding right before the half in the stoppage time of the first half and then missing wide open chances, not going to do you well. Still end up coming out with a draw, being unbeaten there. So I know you've been gone for a couple weeks here, a couple different type of results that we've gotten. What are your thoughts on where Everton's at the moment? And we have Wolves up next. So is it just Cunha time, or are we taking care of business?
I mean, I can't be more happy. I mean, period. As an Everton fan, it's such a great period. Just a series of games since Moyes comes in. We've looked great. We're undefeated 8 in a row. I mean, haven't been able to say that for years. We're playing attractive football. The defense is as good as ever. People are really playing well. Branthwaite's been fucking outstanding. And then with a laundry list of players who are still injured, most of our attacking talent is still on the bench and haven't been available for weeks now. He's getting the most out of it. Neither of the wingers that we have currently, Harrison or Jesper Lindstrom, are that great in the final third. They're workhorse players. They run. Don't get me wrong. I do appreciate what they do for the squad, but they don't create chances. They're not that great on the ball. And then Beto, he was poor in this game.
He's been
no doubt about it.
Run of form.
No doubt about it. But
tough.
I can't bitch that much about him. He's been scoring goals. He's got just the amount of goals as the amount of games he's played in the last 5, which is insane. We haven't had a striker get that kind of return in years, really, since Richarlison left. So that is fantastic. And he is working with minimal service with Ndiaye and Dwight McNeil still being out. But the narrative has changed crazy. I mean, I look at Twitter, I look at Instagram, at Everton fans, Everton accounts. People switch up so quickly. I gave Beto a ton of shit over the last 2 years. Rightfully so. He deserved it. He's been horrible most of the time he's been at the club. And yeah, I was like, this can't be our number one option. I want to see other guys. So is every other Everton fan. And now that he scored 4 or 5 weeks in a row, they're calling for him to be the number one guy going forward forever. They don't want anybody else to get a chance. It's crazy how things change so quickly. I think Beto is definitely doing a job for us right now. Still got a lot of areas to improve in. But something he always gives is complete work rate. I mean, he's going to tackles. He's chasing loose balls every single game. How many times is there a center back playing the ball close to the touchline? He goes and wins us a throw in or forces a giveaway. He does all the dirty work. He's doing it with no chance of getting a substitution any time of the game without another striker on the team. And he's doing it game in and game out. So workhorse, phenomenal from him. Some goals coming in. Just got to see it consistently going forward. And hopefully those guys come back soon. I know Ndiaye is getting close to being back fit. That'll be massive when he comes back in. And then McNeil sooner than later as well. So it's still a great period. Wolves is a bit scary because actually, no, Cunha will be suspended, will he not?
Oh, he's not playing?
Then he got a red card in the FA Cup match. So I assume that'll suspend him.
Is that going to the Prem? I don't know.
He fucking like
oh yes, probably because
I think that would be disciplinary.
It's both the federation.
Yeah. So I'm feeling pretty confident. Then he really is the only scary player.
Easy W.
The only player.
He'll score a 30-yard. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
He wasn't even running.
needs to
He
be
was
bought.
at like a walk and put a 30-yard belter in the top right corner.
You know what that goal reminded me of? It reminded me of Alexis
Who?
Sanchez. The way that there was just no like backswing on the kick, like he just and picked it out with
Pure
so much
power.
power. Dude, that looked like Alexis. That was crazy.
That was unreal goal. He is definitely scary because he can do something at a moment's notice. He really does everything by himself. So I feel pretty confident, even though it's at the Molineux. Great form. The team is rock solid. We're fucking hard to score on. Jake O'Brien scored his first goal on the weekend. Great header, but defensively, he's been outstanding. He's playing in a position that's completely new to him. It's a 6'6", for God's sake, and he's playing right back, but he's doing a hell of a job. I think we'll do enough to win this game.
Yeah,
rock
I mean,
solid,
I think it would be
hard.
very.
All the
Hey, please, we're a professional podcast.
All of it.
think
Describing
it'd be quite the-
Everton and Mike.
Quite the
When
disappointment.
I watch
if we don't
Everton,
win against Wolves.
yeah, buddy.
Listen,
Would be
I
There's a
like
reason.
I like your take with Beto. I think I have not seen people say I haven't seen what you've seen of people saying give him the reins, but at this point Beto's a known quality. He has things to work on. I mean, he's just not going to get better unless like he has some sort of Jamie Vardy,
Nah,
dude,
he's 27 or whatever.
exactly. So he's a good guy to bring off the bench. He's a good guy to give you spot starts. That position still needs to be addressed.
Yeah, I mean, who knew that Carlos Alcaraz would be such a massive signing with
love
all the
that
injuries
guy.
we've had? That
Dog.
Love that.
he's come in and been kind of the stopgap for all these injuries. Moving
He's
forward
up
for
Decore's
another
game too. He's making Decore
Yeah.
fight for that starting spot. So, hey, to have two guys playing real hard, that's great. We need there's hard again, Nick. We need those options.
Hell yeah, baby.
Mike has got hard on his mind, and
Mhm.
hard game here for Man City against Nottm Forrest is our featured preview here.
Gosh.
Nottm Forest, Man City. I don't know how many times I would say it, but if you told us any game with Nottm Forest was going to be a massive matchup for any of the Big Six or Champions League clubs, you'd be on crack. And you know what? That crack paid off because Nottm Forest just got the draw against Arsenal, coming into this one against Man City, and he was on crack.
He was on crack.
Stephen A., we love you, man.
Nah, I don't
Mike,
really
who
like it.
comes out on top on this?
It's our future president, buddy. You better watch out.
It's still Jesus Christ. It's still Man City, but it's also this year's Nottm Forest. I mean, they're separated by like a point right now on the table. Nottm Forest haven't been in the greatest form as of recent. But then again, Man City haven't been in the greatest form all season. Who comes out on top in this one?
I'm going Man City again. I already done it.
This guy,
You
bro.
bitch. You bitch.
I don't feel great. I feel like I'm turning into a citizen all of a sudden. But yeah, Nottingham haven't been great in form. They've been conceding more. They're winless in the last 3 in the league, and they went to penalties against Ipswich today in the FA Cup. Cities look definitely a little bit better. I think that those new signings are pretty damn good. Marmouche is a fucking dog. So I think they could score some goals. And Holland's back now healthy. So, I mean, he could score 2-3 against Nottingham pretty easily. I think it'll be goals on both sides, but I think it's a Man City win.
Nick, tell me you're with the trees.
Yeah, no, I'm out on the trees. I don't think I'm. Yeah, sorry. I noticed I did not say Nottingham was gonna win that FA Cup because I was never in on them. But I'm definitely not now. I still
love the
was
story,
never-
but
listen. I was never wrong on Nottingham. I was just early. We'll say that.
You guys are
think-
out on them so damn quick. This is crazy.
I'm not
I
out.
mean, I'm out.
No,
I'm out.
you're
I just
you're
think
out.
City's better.
I'm out. Marmouche is a dog, dude. I can't. Cunha was just sitting there. Marmouche got bought. People telling me Arsenal couldn't buy anyone in January. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal just need to spend money. I think that's been known. They need to improve that attack, and they just haven't. So
You got to turn
I'll
the
back
money
the
factor,
trees here in this. Chris Wood is going to definitely get some type of opportunity in transition where Man City's just getting shot after shot, and all of a sudden,
Their midfield's
Nottm
awful.
Forest on the break.
Their midfield is
Gets
really
it going.
bad.
Gonzalez has been
No,
better.
he hasn't.
Yeah,
he's just been a normal midfielder, bro. And they've just looked awful all
He's
year.
An
not been
actual
shit.
defensive midfielder. Yeah.
All right, boys. Lot of big games this week. Let's get into the lock of the week contest here, and let's get an
do
update
it.
on the scores here.
I didn't do so
Mike,
well.
you predicted Everton to win. That did not work. As we said when we predicted it for you, not the greatest luck for Everton on that one. It is now
Going with the
Nick
lead.
with the lead at 15. I have 14 and Mike with 13. But Mike, you can switch it around here. What have you gone with here to break your, how long is this, 5-game streak?
That's tough. Put my money where my mouth is. Doubling down on the Toffees for the third week in a row. Let's hope it doesn't burn me 3 times. Toffees 2, Wolves 1.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever paused to think that the reason Beto missed those chances was because Mike Tracy had put him as the lock of the week for Everton to win?
This will be my
Every time-
last time going for the Toffees if they burn me.
Every
3 times
time
now.
you put the Toffees in a result, it has not been that result that you're predicting. So
Is that right?
tough. At least in the last
No, it
5.
can't be every time. It can't be every time.
I got to go back to fucking taking Liverpool. Liverpool was so good.
All right. Nick, what have you gone with for your lock of the week as our clubhouse leader?
Same scoreline, different squad. I got my eyes on that Newcastle game. I'm going Newcastle 2, West Ham 1. I think it's 2-0. West Ham scores a late one to make it interesting.
Yeah. This could be a game that I feel like West Ham could beat Newcastle because it just seems like a Newcastle thing to do to lose to West Ham. But then again, that's, I guess, also an Arsenal thing to do. So, speaking of Arsenal things to do, how about a 2-0 win versus Manchester United? I wanted to go with the line as well. And then I started thinking about Manchester United and who's going to score it. And I went with 2-0. I had to delete the one. I was like, no, don't feel confident in them getting in that. So Arsenal 2-0 to Manchester United, the mighty
I can see like
Red Devils.
I can see like a Saliba own goal, something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
Could see somebody just fucking up on Arsenal, but no, not United scoring. All right, boys, it is time for what the people come for. Not our analysis on footy, but for the Wonder Grid. Palmer, pull it up. Our current record with just me and Nick is 251. That is the combined percentages. We have 9 guesses for 9 spots on here, so can't miss one. And our goal is to get under 200. It's about 20 per grid, little square here. So, boys, let's get kicked off and the poll.
What just happened?
Flags got a little freezy there.
R.I.P. Flags.
Yeah, I got a little
chili. A bird.
Are we making collective decisions?
We've been doing a little bit of both. Yeah.
We
So
say it
let's
out
make
loud in an order.
Okay. How do you guys feel about Wolfsburg, Arsenal, Nicholas Bender?
Dude, okay, so here's the thing.
This could be
That's
maybe
the
a little too
only
popular.
guy I can think of. I don't
Yeah.
think there's many, but I think the percent is going to be awful. So
It's
I
gonna
say
be
we
a lot.
I say we hold off on that and see if we can think
Yeah.
of someone else as we work through
Yep.
it. Because I mean that's 100% right, but I was thinking Madrid Arsenal. I was thinking some guys that maybe
Ceballos?
picked. A little Danny Ceballos, a little Nicholas
That's what I was
Anelka,
thinking.
maybe.
Okay, Anelka, I don't even know
Anelka's
Anelka.
a good shout.
Do we want to do Anelka?
I think
It's
Anelka.
It'll probably be pretty popular, but it's not recent.
Really?
So it won't be as popular as the
Yeah.
recent one.
That's like the 90s though. I wonder. I mean,
I
If
think,
we
yeah, I
went
feel
through
like the
Odegaard,
older,
We went to Odegaard.
there's
or
recency
Ozil.
bias. There's
yeah,
recency
no
bias in there,
Odegaard,
so-
no Ozil.
No Odegaard. I think Ceballos is still also too recent. It's going to have guesses. So I feel
I
like,
think Ceballos will be pretty because it was just a loan, isn't it?
yeah, but as long as they play
a
their
year and a half.
counts.
It was like a year and a half
Yeah.
loan. I would be fine with Anelka. It's up to you guys. I think one of those two though.
I say Anelka. I think Ceballos is more known because it's recency bias.
Let's go Nicholas Anelka.
All right, Anelka.
Come on, give us a good one.
Oh,
Let's
Oh,
go.
good pull.
Let's
good
go.
pull.
Good
oh,
pull.
that's
Let's go.
pretty, dude.
Good
Let's
pull.
go.
Don't
Not even a
have the
picture.
All
bro.
right,
Who's this guy?
Disrespectful, bro. Disrespectful.
The one I'm thinking Villarreal Arsenal, it's going to be popular, I think, is Nicolas Pepe.
See, I don't think that will
I
be
get
popular.
that.
He wasn't there very long.
Okay.
So there's
Did
Pepe,
Mustafi?
there's Cazorla, no
I think
Mustafi.
Cazorla seems
Any-
more popular than Pepe for me.
I think so
Really?
too.
I think Pepe's
There's
a lot
also
more popular.
the other guy is Gabriel Paulista, center back.
Oh,
We
that's
bought
a
him
good
from
one. I like
Villarreal.
Gabriel Paulista.
He went
I
to
think that's
Valencia.
Yeah,
after.
you gotta give us some Arsenal pulls here. You gotta use your club dump to.
If you want to
give
go
us some wiggle
Paulista, let's
room.
go Paulista. I think Pepe
I think
would also be low.
Paulista.
All right, let's go Paulista then.
Paulista for me.
P-A-
Yeah, I agree.
Paul.
Paul.
It's Gabriel Paulista.
There you go.
Yeah,
Should be
there
the
you
first one.
Nice.
That's
Let's
having
go,
good.
bro. Let's
Under
go.
10 is crazy. We
We're
need
nasty.
Great pull. Great
All
pull.
right, I still don't want to go Wolfsburg because I literally only know Ben.
Yeah, okay. So we'll go away from Arsenal. We'll go. Do you want to go AC Milan or African nationality? Or do you want to go?
I have a Milan Villarreal guy.
All right, what are you
I have
thinking?
a few African nationalities.
I was thinking
I-
Castillejo for Milan Villarreal. I don't know if anyone has a better one.
I can only think of Chukwueze, and that just happened, so it'd be pretty bad. I
Oh,
would
Chukwueze
imagine.
too. Castillejo, I know is on both.
That sounds pretty good.
I think, yeah. I can't think
Yeah.
of another person other than Chukwueze, so.
Then I say we say CAST. Palmer.
Yep.
Yep, bottom middle. CASTILLEJO. Samu Castille. Yeah, Samu.
There it is. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
14,
Okay.
that's
We'll
solid.
take 14.
Damn, okay.
14's good.
Yeah.
That
We're
ain't
on pace
bad.
for
This is pretty
150.
good, boys.
I only have pretty
Alright.
general ones for Milan Real Madrid. I don't know if anyone has a better than like Kaká or something like that.
These two.
Do we want to go African nationality? I
These
think we can make
faces
pulls there.
are crazy, bro.
Okay, well, what do we want to do?
I
Like,
mean,
yeah.
You could do Brazilian Ronaldo, but him and Kaká are gonna both be stupid.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
we
has
need to
be someone
find
else.
more of a. I mean, you could do like the David Beckham. I don't know if
David
he'd be
Beckham.
thought of so much.
We
as
could do
AC
Beckham.
Milan.
I don't hate
Beckham's
that.
Be better.
Or Brahim Diaz, but that might be pretty high just because of how
Pretty
recent.
recent.
Oh
It's
no,
so recent.
I don't know, dude.
He
I
was
didn't even
only
think of him.
alone as well, so
Exactly. I think that might be a good
lone
pull.
player.
Brahim.
How about
let me think AC Milan.
how about Essien for Real Madrid? African?
Luka Jovic. Luka Jovic.
Oh,
Jovic
Luka
is good.
Jovic.
Striker.
He's still at.
He failed.
still at
He failed
Milan,
at
but
both, basically.
He's still.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
down
he's
for
still
Luka
there.
Jovic. I'm down for
All
Luka
right.
Jovic.
Which one is this for?
Let's
All
rip
right.
it.
Top middle.
Milan, Real Madrid, Luka Jovic.
Jovic. JOV.
There he is. Top.
Luka Jovic.
All right, let's
Come on,
see.
be good.
Two.
Let's go.
Oh,
Let's go,
good pull. Good
boys.
pull. Good pull.
Holy
Good
fuck.
pull.
Damn, we might get
Wow. All right.
100, dude. What the hell?
Bro, I'm telling you, 150 is not crazy. We got a lot of wiggle room now. We just
Okay,
gotta
let's
come
lock
up with
in.
answers
Let's
for
lock in.
each.
Yeah, it's
We
locked
just
in.
need
Real
answers for each,
Madrid.
and we're good.
Real Madrid, Africa, Adebayor.
Essien.
I think Essien, Abadeor, and Diarra.
Oh,
Diarra
Diarra. Wait,
is
no,
pretty
he's French.
good.
I don't-
Isn't he?
Diarra.
Diarra's French.
I thought he was
Diarra's
African.
French. I think Diarra's French.
Are we think?
Like Lassana
he?
Diarra or some shit like that, right? I think it's someone else.
I was like,
The
I don't
CDM?
know. I mean,
I think he's French.
like, at the center back CD. I don't know. I'll
Who's another African? There has to be someone else.
I'm thinking.
I mean, I don't know if
Not
there's been that many to
many,
play
I
for
don't think.
Real Madrid. I mean,
I think
obviously
with
a lot of-
Adebayor, he just warmed the bench there. I mean, I don't know how many.
Yeah, I'm good with
I
Adebayor.
think.
Because Essien played a pretty big role for Madrid for.
Essien, we can't say. That'd be like 50,
Yeah.
70, something crazy percent.
Yes, he was too fucking good. Adebayor is a good player.
But Adebayor might also be.
Adebayor
up
was
there.
only good on Arsenal and City. For
he's a shithouse.
Wait. Hakimi.
Hakimi's good
I don't think
too.
people think of him because he's Moroccan.
Kimi, but
He
is he
was
too
there
recent?
when he
He was
was
on there.
super young.
Is he
but-
too
Yeah,
recent?
Yeah,
though?
exactly. So I don't. Do people think of him? You think?
Mm.
I mean, we didn't think of him just now, so I don't know.
And Brahim Diaz, he's switched to the Moroccan team as well, right?
No, I don't want to. That's too
True.
risky. That's too risky.
Do you think it's updated?
He is
in there
Moroccan
to-
now.
That's
So I think Brahim Diaz would be probably a crazy.
I think he
call.
would have had to represent him. I'm not sure.
I
think
say,
he had, though, no.
if we want to go Hakimi, I'm pretty good with Adebayor.
But Brahim
I
might
think
be like a 1%.
Brahim's a better
No,
player.
dude. No, dude.
Brahim's a hell of a pull.
If we get an X, it ruins our
No.
time.
But okay. But we can can refresh the page and do it because that's a technicality. It would be wrong.
No, that's so lame.
I mean, it'd be
veto that.
correct.
No
I
one's
veto that
refreshing the page.
100%.
Okay,
All right,
I
let's go with
think
Hakimi
it'd be
then.
updated. I think it'd be updated.
Let's go Hakimi then.
Brahim
do
would be like a
Hakimi.
1%. We need after this we're checking that. Book note this.
Achraf Hakimi.
We'll check Brahim at the end. That's fine.
HAK. Yeah,
There
okay,
you
there you
There
go.
he is. Yeah.
Are we sure?
16?
16. Oh,
That's
Brahim
not-
would have
that's
been
not bad.
crazy.
We'll take a
That's pretty
16.
good.
What are you guys talking
Yeah,
about?
under
16 's
25. I'm
Under
pretty happy.
20 is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have plenty of wiggle. That gives us more wiggle room for the other one. It's still good. What do we want to do
Okay.
next?
I say maybe Milan Wolfsburg.
I think the Wolfsburg is where we're going to lose a lot of our percentage points that we're
Yeah.
gaining up on these other ones.
Well, Osimhen played for Wolfsburg, right? Like he was an academy guy there
Was he?
for Napoli, I thought.
I don't know that.
Okay, never mind.
He could be.
Did he?
I just don't know.
He could be. He definitely could have been.
Who's a Milan Wolfsburg guy?
Milan Wolfsburg.
I'm struggling to think of one too. I've been trying to think of German players.
Yeah, I mostly know Milan now. Should we go African nationality with Villarreal?
Chukwueze or Pepe?
Quizzy Pepper, probably too obvious though.
Oh. Hey, what was the name of the shit? The
Okay.
damn it! The Swiss left back.
Ricardo
Lichtsteiner?
Rodriguez.
He was sick on PK on free kicks.
Yeah, Ricardo Rodriguez. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Ricardo
yeah.
Rodriguez. Yeah, let's do him.
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of. I say we pull it. Yeah.
Where's he go?
Let's go for it.
Center,
Middle?
center, middle. Wolfsburg, AC Milan. Ricardo Rodriguez. It's gonna be high though, I bet. But I just don't know if there's that many
do you
options,
have
to be
someone
honest.
else? I don't know if it will be high. He
Let's
didn't
see,
play for
let's
Milan
see.
very long, did he?
No, he wasn't there for that long.
Let's go over it.
All right,
He's current.
45.
45.
Same.
Fuck. Ooh.
I don't know who
I-
else it could have been though.
We
What a
built
player.
up a buffer for those type of answers. It's all right.
Yeah, that 2% helps.
Yeah, I mean that's basically fixes an extra answer for us.
Yeah.
Who from the
Guy,
Congo was
the
on
sad thing,
Villarreal?
the sad
I
thing
know
is that
there's-
Bentner's gonna screw us, dude.
That's probably the only one we can get.
Yeah. Only guy. I don't know.
This is good
Did-
content. I was just
Did Alexander
if you're in the
Flad-
chat, in the
Did
comments,
Alexander
let us
Flad
know if
play
there's
for
people we're
Wolfsburg?
missing.
Someone's
Does anyone
screaming
know?
at you guys through the screen right now.
Yeah, there's somebody listening to this being holy shit.
You guys are so fucking dumb. I don't know. Let's get the Villarreal.
What's the
Villarreal,
Villarreal
African.
Pepe, let's go
striker that was Congo?
Pepe. Oh, Bakambu? Cedric Bakambu?
Bakambu? Yeah,
That's
I think
definitely
that's
better.
a good shout.
Go Bakambu?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Good pull on that
B-A-K-A?
one. I wasn't sure it was
M-B-U?
somebody's gonna.
He was nasty.
Let's go.
Hell of a FIFA player.
Ooh,
That's
Eight.
I know him.
Fantastic.
Hey, let's go 8%.
W.
Alley oop. All right,
Freaking on
boys, we're
Wolf.
cooking here. It comes down to crunch time. Here.
Freaking on
Clutch time.
So, for the listeners, if you're not watching on YouTube, we need a player that played for both Arsenal and Wolfsburg and another player that played for Wolfsburg of African descent.
I know there's people in the comments that are gonna be so pissed that we don't say certain names.
I think Osimhen's a Wolfsburg.
Where did Lucas Podolski play in Bundesliga, Nick?
Schalke?
Podolski,
Oh,
I
no.
think he
Not Schalke, Kolm.
also played. Did he,
He
not
didn't
play
play
for
for
Wolfsburg?
No.
Okay.
No, I love Podolski. That goal he had against Galatasaray. Oh.
I'm thinking about
Ramsey.
strikers who left. What are just German players that have played for Arsenal, Nick?
Mertesacker, but
Mustafi.
he wasn't a Wolfsburg guy. Mustafi was a
Sven
Schalke
Bender
product.
at all?
He never played for Arsenal. Just rumored for like 8 summers to go to Arsenal.
Ozil. He was not.
Ozil was a Schalke
He was
product.
No, wasn't he a Mönchengladbach guy?
Nope, that's Schalke.
Oh, yeah.
The only guy
Fuck.
maybe, but it's like a 20% is Hleb. Alexander Hleb. I don't know if he played for Wolfsburg. He was somewhere Germany. We just got to go Bentner. We can't get.
Yeah, I think we go Bentner. Yeah, we can't keep waiting to this. We gotta.
Yeah, we gotta go.
All right, let's go Bentner.
Nicholas.
Lord
And-
Bentner.
It's gonna be 100%.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 90, bro. It's gonna be nasty. That's the only guy anyone can think of. There he is, second one.
Nicholas Bentner.
Sad is gonna screw us.
Oh.
Oh,
no.
That's
That's just about as good as getting it wrong. Fuck.
Oh,
His
man.
face says it all.
we should
That
have.
is
We should have taken a
12
shot.
less than
instead.
a loss.
100, yeah.
Yeah, it's 12 points less. We really didn't lose that much.
Oh,
we need
man.
a absolute pull on this one.
All right.
We need like a 1%.
I got no one.
Yeah.
I have
I
Osimhen.
don't
That's
really-
it.
Wolfsburg.
It was a winger. Oh no, there was a CDM, but he was French. It was like Goulavagi or some shit.
Good
They had-
God, man.
They had to
My
have had a
Bundesliga
winger.
knowledge. My Bundesliga African knowledge is zero.
To my Wolfsburg knowledge.
Wolfsburg knowledge, yeah. Like
Honestly.
most other Bundesliga teams, I'd have a little bit more of an idea. Who's Kevin
think,
Paredes played with?
You think De Bruyne had some sort of African ancestors?
I'm just trying to think of players from Wolfsburg. I'm drawing a blank. I know when we see such names, I'll be so pissed off. But
The only guy I can think of is Osimhen. I think he was an academy guy.
all right, I'm down to just send it. We need a crazy pull. So
Any Ghanaians? Jordan Ayew? Where the fuck did he play?
No,
I think
no,
so.
he was.
Got a Boateng.
He was in the French league, and also
Boateng.
Kevin Prince Boateng.
Yeah, just the same players that have gone everywhere.
I know he was on
Play in
Schalke.
Germany. Yeah, I know.
I know he was on
but
Schalke.
I don't know if he ever played for
I just know
Wolfsburg.
he's been on a billion teams. I don't think he actually played for Wolfsburg, but
I only feel somewhat confident about Osimhen, so we can take a shot.
all right. I say let's
Or-
just send it.
Okay, Victor.
Victor. All right. This is going to be
Victor OS.
1,000.
Pretty sure. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, it counted?
Must have been a high.
236 though.
Must have been a high number.
Bro,
What
we
was
got an 88 on Bentner. If we would have gotten like a 50 or
51.
less, we would have gotten it. I mean, Bentner.
That's our new
fuck,
record, though.
If Bentner was at 30%, we get under. We get under
I can't believe
200.
Luka Jovic was 2. That's crazy.
Yeah, can we go? Let's show. Yeah,
There was
Wolfsburg
only
Arsenal. Click
5.
on that. Click on that.
Yeah, click on that
5?
one.
That's insane. Scroll down.
If it's
What are the app?
Oh, Hleb was on there.
oh no, we should have taken a
Dude.
shot.
Pleb.
Yeah, dude, he was there for a year. He
Insane.
played 4 games for them.
Oh,
That's
Nick, that would have
insane.
been. We should have just gone. We need to go for those
Shit.
pulls.
I don't
Alright.
know.
Go back. Show us the Wolfsburg African.
Yeah, that one. He just got.
Well,
gone?
GG's. GG.
Time for a U.S. men's
Oh,
national
thank God,
team.
thank
Oh,
God.
there we go. There we go.
Wolfsburg Africa. Oh, there were so many.
Why isn't
You
there
won't even
really?
show you the list. There's so many.
Oh,
Let me
just
see,
scroll down. We had 2 of them. Oh, we had 3 of the most.
Most
Yes.
popular. Sam
Samuel Chukwueze was the most guest on 2 different things.
Oh, thank God we didn't go Cazorla. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe Ozil was the most guys. I guess I would have assumed. Ozil
Damn.
was
I mean, the big thing is we got them in every category.
All right.
I mean,
GG's,
we're
we go
towards
again
the
next week.
Bottom quartile. We go again
I'm
next
not
week.
quitting this. I'm
Let
not
us
quitting
know in
this
the
till we get
comments.
200.
That was
Yeah.
a lot more difficult than I anticipated.
Road to 200.
I know, and I think that
Road
was
to
an easy
200,
grid, to be completely honest. The only hard part
I don't
think,
know.
was
I don't think so.
I don't know. I think the Arsenal Wolfsburg one was a really crazy one. But if you would have gotten the Hleb, would have gone with that, we would have gotten under 200.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
But I mean, also I was barely confident on that. Like I wasn't.
no, but we might need to just commit to those shots. Anywho, let us know in the comments if you were a Hleb believer as well and got pissed off by a second Bentner, because I think we're feeling pretty bad about that one. But we do have a new record of 236. We can certainly beat that. As we know, our ball knowledge was almost there. If we just had a little bit more faith. Let's go to some ball knowledge in the U.S., the U.S. men's national team corner, where we start what we talked about a little bit earlier. Jedi Robinson dispatching a penalty in the shootout of the FA Cup versus Manchester United. His great season continues in some fine form, and he's not the only outside back for the U.S. men's national team with some news. Serginho Dest, Sargento, as I like to call him, he is in the final stage of his rehab and is expected to be a part of the squad this coming Saturday for PSV. PSV certainly need that. They need some type of extra spark, and certainly Serginho Dest, very, very good to see him back. We'll see if he's at all considered for the March camp. I think that might be a little too soon for him, but we'd love to see him back just with the crew if that's at all possible. Speaking of people making a case to be called in for the March camp, Johnny Football with a goal against Real Madrid in Betis' win over Real Madrid, 2-1 there. So his first La Liga goal could not have come against a bigger team and a bigger result for Betis. And Chris Richards and Mark McKenzie are making sure that not just the CDMs, but the center backs are taking care of business. Him and Mark McKenzie both just in some fine form, making it a little bit easier for us to breathe as U.S. men's national team fans, as we really didn't have that many great options going into, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. Kind of thinking about both these guys getting into form. The roster for the Nations League has to be out by March 10th. Currently at recording, it is March 3rd. You guys will see this coming out on the 4th. But Mike, who do you want to make sure we see on that roster release coming out?
Tyler Adams. That's number one for me. Dude's balling. Captain, got to be a starter in the midfield when he's available, and he's in some fine form.
Nick, what are some players that you want to make sure to see here? I feel like there's been a lot that we haven't seen in quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about him a ton, and we made about 17 thumbnails about him. But Josh Sargent, let's see what you can do, buddy.
Yeah, I think Josh Sargent, you have to see him performing. I think Gio Reyna, hopefully he can get integrated into this camp. He hasn't really been a part of Mauricio Pochettino's camps at all. He's been getting some spot starts for Borussia Dortmund, some better than others, and some sub appearances other than that. So I think seeing him here actually get integrated in, seeing a little bit more of him given a run under Pochettino, we'll see what he's got to offer. And then Musa and Pulisic, they need to have a break from Milan, because Milan right now are just playing out ass. That team sucks. They are so bad. Conceição is already getting rumors of him being fired. He won a trophy and everything seemed amazing within the first week. And since then, nothing has gone well. I think him bringing in João Felix has been the worst thing possible for him. It's like giving a kid a weapon of mass destruction. He uses it to fuck up their team nonstop, constantly throwing João Felix in there and ruining any attacking flow. João Felix, in their past game, I watched as he had a wide open shot at the 18 on his left foot, cuts it to his right foot into a defender, and then slips as he shoots it so it goes out like on the outside of the 18.
Hell yeah.
Legend.
He is just awful, but he constantly is playing. Conceição has to figure out not to play João Felix, but we'll see. Pulisic and Musa could certainly use a break, even though Musa is now a bit of a favorite there. Boys, big weekend ahead here. Certainly big seasons ahead for the rest of Everton, kind of rebuilding their season. Arsenal now shifting their focus to the Champions League. Closing thoughts, I'll go with you, Nick, first, and then we'll leave it to our Costa Rican compadre. Mike, close us out.
I literally just tried to Google African Wolfsburg players, and all I got was Osimhen. Either I'm the worst researcher of all time, or we just got screwed. Listen, I don't know what to say. Up the Arsenal, it's Champions League time, baby. I'm barely tuning in. I'll tell you what, if there's another 4 a.m. kickoff in the Prem, you will not catch me there. It is Champions League or bust. Very nice. I do have a day off work tomorrow. I'm going to be able to watch the boys in the Champions, so looking forward to that. But big ups to Mike. Missed you on the pod, buddy. It is not a coincidence that we broke the record with you back. The boys are back in town, baby. Let's ride.
The boys are back in town.
Mike,
I was hoping you'd do that.
so well. Close us out. You can do it in song if you.
That was a fucking guarantee, dude. That's like yelling Red Robin.
Red Yum. So good to be back. Missed the pod. Was watching as much soccer as I could when I was abroad. Got to watch the Man U Everton game with my brother, which was always cool.
Shout out Nick.
Fucking robbed in broad daylight. Thank you very much. But he saw otherwise, as all Man U fans would. Good to be back. Tell you what, that wondergrid thing is tougher than I expected. Man, I was crawling for anything on a few of those categories. So definitely going to hit the Wikipedia pages to practice before next time.
I think it's honestly, like we're going to get like 6 with those 10% or like 14%.
It's a couple stumps.
It's just the last 2 or 3 that you're like, I can really only think of one person. Barely know anyone at all.
Yeah.
That it's just,
maybe I have 2 players, so they're the most obvious players of all time.
Yeah. We need a good grid. Boys, what a return to having all podcasters here. We'll be back again next week to recap a couple of these games here and get back into another Wonder Grid. So keep it locked in. Let us know in the comments what questions you have for us. Maybe we'll do a little mailbag episode as well. Till next time, peace.
Boys are back in town. Up the Gunners.
Toffee. Oi.